And then the last one that I have here is again an exciting one. If you like space travel or like reading about it and following it. I don't know how many of you watched the SpaceX launch recently, another of Elon Musk's ventures. It was an afternoon our time. It was probably late in the night in India. But that was a very enthusiastic time for a lot of technology lovers and space enthusiasts. And what happened there is it made the possibility for private citizens to go to space, and he's the technology that SpaceX built. It's lowered the cost of sending these rockets and bulk loads into space. And more private companies will follow this trend and get into space travel. And that's a big trend for the next decade. We will see an ecosystem of companies that develop technologies and focus on space tourism. Won't that be fun? You know, Occupy Mars has already become such a buzzword and a catchword right now. So when we think about space travel, they're already focusing a lot on how to bring down the cost of these things, how to reuse a lot of components and parts. Um, but when you think about occupying Mars or people living in space, then we need to think about how to grow food there. Can food be grown without soil? Can there be hydroponic farming done where food grows on water? So I suspect a lot of research will start happening and becoming mainstream about how to sustain life on these planets that we are easily and in low cost able to send people to. So how to create self-sustaining habitats with less atmosphere, or how to grow food without soil, and those kind of technologies. Um, and even in terms of communication, how do we support high bandwidth communication without outer space? I was hearing a problem recently that when Earth is in one end of the orbit and Mars is in the other end, then communication becomes difficult, or if the moon comes in between. So how do we solve some of that, and how do we have unlimited and uninterrupted high bandwidth communication from Mars to Earth? And this is also something I was thinking about, that how do you build, and this is for all of you researchers in the space, that how do you build a GPS system for space? I mean, things are always moving, so how does that work? I mean, I don't have any answers, but that was an interesting problem, I thought. And then when you think about habitats, building a habitat in space or in a planet like Mars, can you 3D print a house out of the material that's available there? So what SpaceX did is it has lowered the barrier for a lot of private citizens now to go into space, and a lot of private companies will put more focus on that. But whether it's food or building houses or places to live, that's the next thing that companies will also start focusing on in the next decade, is my inference.